Hey guys, and welcome to episode 37 of How I Made My First $1 Million. Today we are looking at the numbers from October 1st, 2023. So let's get into it. All right. Assets, 44,000, down 7,000 and change from last month. Liabilities unchanged at 70,000. Net worth, negative 25,000. Really stellar. Okay. Great. What happened? Cash. First of all, we got to get rid of that. Okay. So cash, we no longer have a negative cash position. So that's up, almost 10 grand. Basically, I sold a bunch of Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure the price of Bitcoin was also down, but I sold a bunch of Bitcoin and paid off a lot of that short-term debt to Anne. So that's basically what happened there. On the chart, let's see. Well, still going down. Yep, negative 25.9. So yeah, when is the last time we were positive? November of 22. Okay, December was negative. So November of 22 was the last time we were like meaningfully positive. But yeah, anyways. Okay, income statement. Let's see here. So yeah, this looks really wonky compared to a typical month. Revenues, okay, 18,000. Where did that come from? Yeah, all selling Bitcoin. Okay, 18 grand. And expenses, instead of like 700 bucks, over 9,000. So what did I do with all that? Well, I spent over 7 grand on rent because I basically paid August, September, October rent as well as November and December. So 1,400 per month times 5 months. That's 7 grand. And then the extra little bit I think is, yeah, it's utilities and all that stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. 7 grand and the rest utilities. Otherwise, yeah, I paid a bunch of money from like groceries and stuff from previous months, so that counts as food, and nothing else here is really that exciting. So that's the income statement. Cash flows, I think it's going to be pretty clear what it looks like. Yeah, spent way more on purchases, counting rent and all that. And from investing, positive cash from investing because I sold Bitcoin. So yeah, not much to say about that. Okay, the updates. There's a lot of updates. So I think I mentioned in the last video that this video, episode 37, is the 3-year anniversary of these videos. And it's kind of hard to believe that it's been 3 years. So wow. And I speculated that there would be some updates. So I'm not really going to go through, I mean, I guess we could look at the chart real quick and just kind of see like what it's been like in October each time. So like positive 26, positive 157, hilarious, positive 16. So yeah, after 2 years it was down. And then negative basically 26. Okay, I mean, yeah, there's really not much to discuss there. So yeah, nothing exciting in terms of like, annual updates. But this month, a lot of things have happened. So let's get into it. So I'm in Florida. You guys know that. You can tell by the background. Anne and I started a vegetable and herb garden. So we said, like, let's just do it. And instead of like getting a bunch of scrap wood or cheap wood and then designing something myself and then building it, we said, all right, let's just go on Amazon, buy something for $100. They'll ship it to us and we'll assemble it. So that's what we did. And it was really like we went that route because it was like the easiest way to get off zero, which I think is like a really important concept. Like I was feeling stuck and I think she was feeling stuck. And we said like, okay, because like designing our own thing is just, it's too much for our first time. So let's just buy anything, get started. go through a season, a growth cycle, whatever it is. And then once we know what works and what doesn't and how we want to expand and evolve, we can design our own thing if that feels appropriate and so forth. So that felt good to just solve the problem in that way. And of course, we have vegetables growing outside right now. So what do we have? We have lettuce, 2 kinds of lettuce, kale, 2 kinds of tomato, broccoli, cucumbers, and then 4 herbs, oregano, rosemary, basil, and thyme. So it's a great start. It's a great start. Okay, moving right along. Buildspace Season 4 ended. I talked about that last time. I intended to write my Bitcoin book, and I made some good progress, some spiritual progress, but I didn't really do what the program wanted, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm over it. And then for the remainder of this list, I actually decided to restructure it all in the framework of life force because I like it so much and I think about it so much and I find myself explaining it to other people. I was just talking to a guy the other day, a friend of mine. He's like, yeah, I feel stuck. I don't know if I should, get a different job or like whatever. He was going through all these different options. And I basically said, I was like, whenever you feel stuck, don't try to figure it out, right? You'll never figure it out, which is kind of a quote from that movie. Instead, work on your life force. Work on your relationship with your body, your relationship with others, your relationship with yourself. So it just keeps coming up over and over. So I actually decided to restructure the rest of the updates in this framework. And you'll notice a lot of things fit into more than one of the groups. There is overlap, but I kind of went with like the priority. So anyways, in terms of my body, waking up at sunrise, I lost track of how often I was doing this. And sometimes I would go 15 minutes before or after, or maybe like an hour after, but like deliberately, but that's not sunrise. So anyway, I just lost track. I don't really know. So I guess maybe half the days. Cold showers. I totally forgot to mention this before, but I was doing this. And I think there was only 3 days the entire month that I missed. So 3 out of 30 is 10%. So I think I was taking cold showers 90% of the time. That's in September. Lifting weights is still on pause. Yoga, I did yoga 8 times in 30 days, and I usually ride my bike to and from yoga. So that's like 4.2 miles, I think, each way. It's like a 23-minute bike ride each way. So it's kind of like extra body work. And no golf or disc golf. Really, in terms of relationship with others, 1 softball practice in September. And then every other Saturday morning, either me or my friend, like one of us had a conflict. So actually one weekend, Ann and I went to visit friends in Savannah, Georgia. So that was great. It was great hanging out with them, but it meant I couldn't have softball practice. Anyway, so that was really cool. And something cool came out of that trip, which I will share in just a second. Ann's friend came to visit for 3 nights. That was great. Always great to host somebody here. And I think we're going to be hosting a lot of people. Now that we have a house down here and we're settling in, we have a guest room, I think we're going to be hosting a lot of people. Plus it's Florida. Like people like going to Florida as opposed to New York, most months of the year. I have a friend coming to visit 3 nights later in October. I just decided to put it here. And there's 2 other things here. So last month I mentioned job applications. There's basically 2 jobs that I applied for and I got both of them. So one is part-time, one's full-time. The part-time job is with Rite of Passage and I worked with them in the spring. That was awesome. So I wanted to do it again and they hired me, which is amazing. And that started earlier this month and it's going well so far. It's going really well. So it's amazing being a part of that community. It's like massive group therapy. Yeah, it's super good. So yeah, that's great. I'm sure I'll have more updates on that next month. Also, a full-time job offer with GoldSilver.com. So yeah, so I was helping Mike Maloney write his book, Great Gold and Silver Rush of the 21st Century. I was helping him with this on and off for like 4 years. And he works for a company, GoldSilver, that he founded and has since sold. And he's looking for a co-host on his YouTube channel. So he put out a message to his audience, and I responded, and he said yes. And then I interviewed with the proper people, and they said yes as well. So it is starting on Monday in 2 days. So that's my first day, and I'm going to be recording a video with him. And it's really exciting and nerve-wracking, and it's an amazing opportunity. And I'm surrendering to it, and it's just service. It's like the universe is asking me to be a part of this company and this channel and this movement, and I'm just giving myself to it and doing my best. So yeah, we'll see how that goes, but yeah, wow, it'll be amazing. I'll put a link to that YouTube channel in the description, but it's just Gold Silver with Mike Maloney on YouTube. Okay, last grouping here. Oh wait, I was gonna say something about that. No, never mind. Relationship with self. I've been doing a daily 15-minute meditation, at least throughout all of September. I did it every single day. So I ended up with like over a 60-day streak, 65 or something, and then I broke it, which I'll explain in a minute, in October. So I'm reading the Book of Awakening. That's like a page a day, like a 365-day spiritual book. So I miss some days, but like I still intend on reading it, and it's still very useful when I do. I'm also reading The Space Within, Finding Your Way Back Home by Michael Neal. So that was recommended to me by a friend, and it's a good like spiritual book. So that's good. It's pretty short, but I'm going through it very slowly because I really want it to last. I want to reflect on each thing. I want to put it into practice. So that's good. So I'm reading that slowly. I posted 0 articles and 0 videos, and I have this in the relationship with self section because it just feels like that's what it is. Like when you write, either for an essay or for a podcast or a blog post or for a video, a script, it's like a way of accessing what's in your mind. It's like a way of accessing like what's in your mind or your heart or whatever. Just like these videos, like this. It's funny. Maybe I should count them and say like I'm doing 1 video a month. Yeah, maybe I should count them actually. But these don't feel like content videos. These are like, I mean, they're like diary videos that I just share publicly. I don't know. Anyway, maybe I should count it. I don't know. Anyways. I do think this is going to change because first of all, for Rite of Passage and for Gold Silver, basically my job is to create content. Like I'm going to be writing essays and helping other people write essays and creating videos for YouTube and helping with the company newsletter. So I don't know if I'm going to be writing the newsletter or editing the newsletter. Both of them have been pitched to me and I've said yes to both. So I think they're still working that out amongst themselves, and then they'll bring me in as needed. And again, that job starts on Monday, so I'm sure I'll get clarity on it very soon. Okay, moving along here, chess. I've been playing chess for like years, and I go through cycles, and I just never thought to put it in these videos, but I realized lately how much I've enjoyed it, especially the last few days. Like taking like video chess lessons. They're not like live, just like educational videos that people have recorded. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy watching those videos, solving puzzles. I enjoy watching other people play chess, like chess streamers. So I figured I should probably put that down here, but that's been like a long time. That's been like a long time I've been watching that kind of content. Okay, and lastly, I went to India for 10 days. I just got back like 3 days ago. And that's actually why this video is coming out so late in the month compared to when it normally would. And that's so random. Why did I go to India? It came out of the trip to Savannah when we went to go visit friends. And the guy is like, it was a couple. And I was talking to the guy and he's like, he's just like, do you want to go to India? I'm like, that's weird. What are you talking about? And he said he's going for business. He travels all over the world teaching entrepreneurship to early stage founders through government sponsored programs, usually. So he teaches entrepreneurship to budding entrepreneurs. So yeah, that's what he was doing in India. So he's like, do you want to go? And I'm like, do you want me to work for you? And he's like, maybe a little bit informally, but not really. So that's kind of how that went. And I was just like, I just felt in my heart, I'm like, I probably should make this trip happen. It seems like a good opportunity for spiritual growth. And one of the things that was required was being on good terms with Anne, which meant paying her off for all the debt. So that's why I paid 5 months of rent. That's why I sold so much Bitcoin. And I really didn't want to sell Bitcoin, but it felt like the thing that needed to be done. Like that is how surrendering to the universe looked in that instance. Or at least that's how I interpreted it. It's like, Alan, you got to get over the clinging to the Bitcoin and the clinging to the beliefs about selling at a profit and taxable events and missing out on potential upside in the future. You got to get over all these limiting beliefs. So I sold a ton of Bitcoin, paid off those debts, bought plane tickets, and went to India. So I'm back. And it was an amazing trip, and I will explain more in a separate video. I have no idea when I'll be able to make it or publish it or whatever. I have tons of video and photo content, so I want to put something together. It's probably going to take me a while, but it was a spiritual process just to go to India and like work through all those things. It was a spiritual process while I was there. There was a trip within a trip within a trip. Which was all very spiritual, and yeah, it was awesome. So I will elaborate more on that in the future. Okay, so thinking, feeling, doing. Thinking, feeling, doing. Well, let's go full screen here. That's a lot of what I'm doing. I mean, that's basically everything what I'm doing. How am I thinking? I'm thinking that spiritual growth is absolutely number one priority, and then it's probably like physical health. Yeah, and then I'm not sure what the priorities are after that. Maybe family and relationships, and then somewhere down the line is like financial health. I don't know. Should that be higher? I'm not sure. But anyway, spiritual growth seems like number one. That's how I'm thinking. How am I feeling? I'm feeling nervous and excited for the full-time job. I feel a little bit overwhelmed, like coming back from the India trip and like trying to get everything done, like this video and just tons of things. But that I think is going to pass within a day or two. And I'm just thinking to myself, take one thing at a time. Just take one thing at a time. It's an endless string of present moments, and just keep doing what seems most important in each present moment. So right now, let's make a video. After I'm done, upload the video. After that, I'm not sure, but I'll just see what feels right. And that's how I get through like a very busy schedule, like where I feel super overloaded. And I'm thinking that I just have to trust myself and trust the process and trust the universe with this job. So, yeah, that's it. So, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next month.